The year was 2016, when Serena Williams was bidding to win her record 7th US Open title, at her peak. But there was a 24-year-old Czech girl who had different plans. After beating Venus earlier, the Czech went on to upset Serena through her powerful serve and amazing all-round game, booking her place in her first ever Grand Slam final. Hey, welcome to The Rich Rabbit, and today we'll be talking about the life journey of Karolina Pliskova. Born in Luni to Radek Plišek and Martina Pliskova, Karolina had her goals straight. She wanted to be a tennis player. Starting off as a junior, Pliskova won the Australian Open junior title, defeating Laura Robson in the girls' final. She played her first senior Grand Slam tournament main draw at the 2012 French Open. She lost in the first round to world number 8 Marianne Bartoli in straight sets. Pliskova won her maiden WTA Tour title at the 2013 Malaysian Open. Malaysia is always a good place to start from, isn't it? 2014 was a breakthrough year for Pliskova. After consecutive second-round finishes in Auckland and the Australian Open, she reached her second career WTA Tour final in Pattaya City, where she was defeated by Katerina Makarova. Pliskova began her 2015 at the Brisbane International, where she defeated former world number 1 Victoria Azarenka in the first round before losing in the second. At the first Grand Slam event of the year in Australia, Pliskova reached the third round before losing to Russia's Makarova. She lost in the second round of French Open to unseeded Andrea Mitu in straight sets, after beating Zhang Shuai in the first round. The rough patch didn't end there, as Pliskova suffered a shocking loss to Anna Tatishvili in the first round of the US Open. She again suffered a shocking loss at the hands of Shelby Rogers in the first round of 2016 French Open. Pliskova won her maiden WTA Premier Tournament at the Western and Southern Open, defeating Germany's Angelique Kerber in the final. Her victory denied Kerber the opportunity to take over the world number 1 ranking from Serena Williams, and enabled Williams to tie Steffi Graf's record of 186 consecutive weeks at number 1. At the US Open, Pliskova beat wildcard Sofia Kenin, qualifier Montserrat Gonzalez and Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova en route to her first Grand Slam round of 16. And there she defeated two-time champion Venus Williams in 3 sets, and ensured her first ever major quarterfinal where she faced Anna Konjuh. She beat the Croatian in straight sets and reached her first major semi-final, where she beat Serena Williams in straight sets to reach the final. But the fairy tale didn't continue for long. In the final, she lost to incoming number 1 Kerber despite winning the second set and being 3-1 up in the final set. At the end of the season, she changed coaches. Jiří Veněk was substituted by David Kotiza, former coach of compatriot Petra Kvitova. In 2017, Pliskova started the season by playing in Brisbane, where she beat Yulia Putintseva and qualifier Asia Muhammad in 2 sets, and then Roberta Vinci in 3 sets. She then defeated Elina Svitolina and Elise Cornet both in straight sets and won her 7th title. At the 2017 Australian Open, she won her first 3 matches quite easily. In the 4th round, she defeated Daria Gavrilova and reached her second straight Grand Slam quarterfinal, where she was defeated by unseeded Mirjana Lucic Baroni. And afterwards, her ranking increased to a career high of 3 in the world. At the 2017 French Open, she surprised the world again and booked her place in the quarters quite easily. She then defeated Caroline Garcia to set up a semi-final encounter with Simona Halep, which she lost in 3 sets. The defeat prevented her from claiming the world number 1 ranking at the conclusion of the tournament. At Wimbledon, Pliskova was regarded as one of the pre-tournament favorites. but she suffered an unexpected second-round exit after losing in 3 sets to world number 87 Magdalena Rybarikova. This made her the highest-ranked player to exit the draw at that point. However, on July 17, after Simona Halep lost in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon, Pliskova reached the WTA world number 1 ranking for the first time in her career. She became the 6th player to reach the number 1 position without having won a Grand Slam tournament, and the first female player representing the Czech Republic to achieve the feat. Pliskova participated in the US Open, where she was the top seed for the first time in a major. Pliskova easily defeated Magda Linette in straight sets in the first round and outlasted American Nicole Gibbs after dropping the first set. In the third round, she made a furious comeback after being a set down to Zhang Shuai. She defeated Jennifer Brady by dropping just 1 game and advanced to the quarterfinals. Pliskova lost to Coco Vandeweghe in straight sets in the quarterfinals of the US Open. At the 2018 Australian Open, Pliskova reached quarterfinals for the second time. In quarterfinals, she lost to Halep in straight sets. After reaching the quarterfinals in New York, Pliskova defeated the newly crowned US Open champion Naomi Osaka to take Pan Pacific Open, her 11th career title. Pliskova opened her 2019 season winning the Brisbane International. Seeded 7th at the Australian Open, she booked a place in her 3rd consecutive quarterfinal. There she faced Serena Williams, who had defeated top seed Halep in the previous round. After going up a set, Pliskova lost ground to Serena and found herself facing match point at 5-1 in the 3rd set. However, she pulled off a stunning comeback, winning 6 consecutive games and saving 3 additional match points to win the set 7-5. She thus advanced to her first Australian Open semi-final, which she lost to Osaka in 3 sets. Pliskova got off to a disappointing start to the clay court season. She lost to Victoria Azarenka in her opening match in Stuttgart and Ukrainian qualifier Katerina Kozlova in the second round in Madrid. She rebounded, however, to win the biggest clay court title of her career and a second career Premier 5 title. At the French Open, she was seeded 2nd and had an opportunity to take over the world number 1 ranking from Osaka if she reached the final. However, despite being labeled a heavy favorite, she was upset in the 3rd round by Petra Martic. She reached the last 16 at Wimbledon but was upset by the unseeded Karolina Muchova. At the 2021 French Open, Pliskova partnered with twin sister Kristina and reached the quarterfinals of a Grand Slam in doubles for the first time in their careers when playing together. She had less success in singles after she was upset by Sloane Stephens in the 2nd round. Her struggles continued into the year's grass season. She headed to the Eastbourne International Tournament as the defending champion, but crashed out in the first round to Camila Giorgi in straight sets. As a result, she left the top 10 in the WTA rankings for the first time since August 2016. However, Pliskova's fortunes turned around at the 2021 Wimbledon Championships. She reached the quarterfinals and semifinals for the first time at this major. With a quarterfinal victory, Pliskova had reached the semi-final stage or better of all 4 Grand Slams and became the 6th active female player to have reached all the majors semis. She went on to reach her first Wimbledon final and 2nd ever Grand Slam final since the 2016 US Open, after defeating Aryna Sabalenka in 3 sets. She was later defeated by Ashley Barty in the final. But by being runner-up, she returned to the top 10. In late July, Pliskova made her first Olympics appearance at the 2020 Summer Olympics and was the 5th seed going into the singles tournament. She lost to Camila Giorgi in the 3rd round in straight sets. She reached world number 3 on September 13, 2021, following the 2021 US Open, where she reached the quarterfinals. In 2022, Pliskova was forced to withdraw from all events held during the Australian swing after sustaining a hand injury. This marked the first time that Pliskova did not appear in a Grand Slam main draw since the 2012 US Open. Now coming to her personal life, she married her boyfriend Michal Hrdlička in 2018. The Czech star has been endorsed by Fila for clothing and footwear since 2016 and uses Babola rackets. She likes to live very low-key, so that's why there's not much info available about her personal life. And on that quiet note, it's time for us to call it a day. Well, we do hope that you liked the video and found it informative. If you did, you know the drill. Subscribe to The Rich Rabbit and don't forget to click the bell icon. Your valuable suggestions are very important to us, so do post them in the comment section. And I'll see you in the next video.